Look, I said this, that James Harden has had more control over an organization more than any other player in the league, and that's including LeBron.
There is the argument to be made also that, man, James Harden got what he wanted in Houston, right? He got when you needed help. Daryl Morey traded for Chris Paul. You had the best season of that run, right? Then you flip him for your guy, Russell Westbrook, right? And then, Daryl Morey does get, fired or whatever like that, or he gets let go. But you can't make the argument for most of his time in Houston. That's his team and his vision, lack of a better term, right? Like, can't you make that argument?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I said this, that James Harden has had more control over an organization more than any other player in the league. And that's including LeBron. For all the people that say he got to say so in the front office and he be acting as the GM, no, James Harden really was the GM. There's no move that was made by the Houston Rockets that didn't go through James Harden or his input. He got Dwight Howard out of there. He got CP3 out of there. He got Russ here. And I know he played a big part in getting Jeff Green there when Jeff Green was on the free agent market. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Houston Rockets been giving everything to James Harden. And I know this for a fact that Tillman Fertitta has tried to do everything in his power to please James. I'm talking about, when I say everything, I mean everything.
Yeah, that's slippery slope, bro. Slippery slope. Go ahead, Logan.
Do you think that with the player empowerment movement, does it have to be done responsibly? Because I feel like LeBron has been the most successful at it. What's the difference between how LeBron has handled the player empowerment movement versus how James has done it in this time right now?
Well, you gotta have the right people in your corner. So, that's giving you the right advice. Right now, no one is giving James advice. He's not really represented by no one. Like, no one is in his corner telling him, man, you can't do this, or you can't say this, or this, that, and the other, or let me handle this, or when you go to the media, you address it this way. And like I said, that was the big difference between what Anthony Davis did and what James Harden did. Obviously, it was two different situations, but, I think, with Rich Paul being there, he was telling them, hey, man, look, this is how we're going to handle it. If they don't want to trade you, you still got to show up to work, still go out there and play your tail off for the organization and do what you're supposed to do. So right now, James Harden, he's not getting the right advice, man. Like, he have too many guys in his corner that's telling him what he want to hear and not what he needs to hear.
Yeah, that's a great point. And it often goes overlooked when you're talking about LeBron and that camp. That's not just LeBron taking wild shots as shit he wants to happen. There's a brain trust there. Like, he's surrounded by really smart dudes that have high business acumens. Like, they have a plan and a strategy that they execute. Perk, let me ask you, dog. Like let's say James Harden gets what he wants and it's out of town and he's been rumored to like Brooklyn, or that he wants to go to Brooklyn. He opened it up this morning and talked about Miami and Milwaukee a little bit. If you could take him anywhere, like, what do you think is a good fit for that skill set? Because, like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know that I'm sold on dropping him just in anywhere with what he, requires in terms of usage rate and shit. So what do you see, Perk, as a good fit for him?
Right. So I kind of see like Philly, but if James Harden go to Philly, are they going to be a title contender? Not really. I still have the Bucks and the Nets ahead of them, and possibly the Heat and the Celtics. Like, they would be right in the thick of things, but they wouldn't be the favorite to come out of the East. Here's the thing. I look around the league and I played GM the other day, and this is the team that makes the most sense to me, the Clippers. Like, I don't know why Lawrence Frank haven't picked up the phone, or if he did, I don't know. But if I'm Lawrence Frank, I'm picking up the phone and I'm making an offer to see if they go bite on Paul George and whatever else I can give up for James Harden. I would love to see Kawhi Leonard and James Harden pair up together. That would be a nice-ass duo.
A nice-ass duo.
Nice-ass duo.
A nice-ass duo.
Listen,
I mean, if the Rockets was to call the Clippers right now, do Lawrence Frank say no to that?
I wouldn't.
No.
No.
Logan Murdock wouldn't.
There's no way.
Yes, I would do that. Do you think that? I don't know. I just don't know in a situation that he's going to get everything he wants outside of Houston, man. Like if you take him, even if you put him on the Nets, right? You're giving him with two other ball dominant players who need the ball. And
Perk, does that work? Does that work?
I don't think Brooklyn works.
It gotta work. Like you looking at Golden State all over again. Like with that scoring power, like you looking at a big three like that, it gotta work.
I don't think so, man.
That type of backcourt.
Well, I tend to agree with you, Perk, in that, like, with that much scoring punch, I mean, you're going to win a ton of fucking games. Like, you just can't help but win a ton of fucking games. Where me and Logan balk at it a little bit is ultimately getting over the hump in terms of, like, whose ball is it when crunch time comes, when we meet a team that's like the Lakers? You know, like, is there any friction there?
It can't be. Like, look, James and Kyrie would have to take a back seat to Kevin Durant. Like, if things got thick, KD is like, nah, KD, go to work. Just like Steph and Clay did. I don't know if they could do it like Steph and Clay, but they would have to take a back seat like Steph and Clay did. Like, hey, look, we got arguably the best scorer to ever touch the damn basketball right here in Kevin Durant. Yes, I'm James Harden. Yes, I'm Kyrie Irving. I get it. But we talking about KD. And you got to move the hell out the way. Give him the ball. You got to sacrifice.
So at the end of the day, where does he end up, Perk, real quick? Does James end up?
Man, I don't know. I tell you what, I don't see the Rockets trading him anytime soon. Not in the next few weeks. I think they give it 20, 25 games before they decide to make a move. Like, they're going to try to get this relationship right. Like, they go try to fix this or try to make it right. So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Is there another chance that, like, James Harden might, like, go to Tahiti or something, like, you know, just go on a beach and just, like, if he gets fed up again? Like, is there any chance of that? Because, I mean, that's another thing, right? Like, he's wielding his power right now. Like, yo, I ain't got to report to camp right now. Like, I'll do it when I want to do it. Is there another instance where he gets fed up about something? Maybe the trades aren't going, and he
better not do that shit. He better
not do that shit. But to me, James is trying to be this day Dennis Rodman, right? Like, he's trying to, like, he love hanging around celebrities and shit like that, right? And I mean, he do whatever he do you, but I don't get it. I don't get the whole little baby dropping him 100 bands and the Millie watch. Like, why are you giving somebody that's already rich 100 bands? Like, but hey, do what the hell you do, man. That's you. Do you. It's your world. We just trying to have an apartment in it, man. Do you.